to get warmer. But hey, we are totally out of countryside now, but we are in the capital area, so this is Finland. And that's another secret why we are happy, because we have so much nature here. This is just wonderful here, and you have like space all around, even in the city center. I live in the city center and I live almost like in the countryside, because there is sea, there is nature, there are parks, and only 15 minutes and I can go to Helsinki city. And I often ski to work, or I used to do when I so that's another secret, about Finland, that in the city center of Helsinki you can ski to work. Yes, I did it. I don't know if you have time, but yes, and also some other secrets. Yeah, I already told you that we have mushrooms and berries, so we love to enjoy the products of the nature. And this time of the year, when the sun is a bit limited, the sunlight is a bit limited, we Finns, we have treasure box. Do you know these treasure box? Yeah, they're like really adventurous boxes. They are called freezers. And now the land is pushing up, and it's 1 centimeter west coast of Finland, around Vaasa area, where I come from. There it is just rocks and rocks coming again, up all the time, and it's only 20 kilometers open sea in middle between Finland and Sweden anymore. And when you are navigating along there, we have our summer cottage there. When we are navigating along there, we have to be very careful because the rocks. And I think when we are going to be together, you guys are starting to as well. More than 100 years. 1917, this psychological feeling there, because both teams, national teams, are very good, and that means that the winner is usually the one that has a stronger mind. And hockey players, ice hockey is number one sport here, although our national game is baseball, but ice hockey is something we Finns love. Ice hockey with all year around, but of course now it will be all outdoors soon. So very similar lifestyle. Both countries, all Nordic countries, we are these Nordic countries: Finland, Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Denmark. Very, very similar Lutheran background, and that's the main religion, and very strong values on nature and independence and self-sufficientness and industrialness and all these hard-working people, people who are used nice like Nordic family. So we really like to travel in between each other's countries, and especially when we know Swedish, it will be easy to adapt to all those other four Nordic countries. Although the languages are a bit different. And Finnish language, it is a bit odd that it is so different from all the other Nordic languages, but it's because and it's all together 1 million people, a bit over, and Helsinki has about 700,000. If you would add season to hit the road, but if you would like to pick up the car and rent a car and drive there. But this time of the year, I highly recommend you to go there, because you can see the northern lights. You can actually see the northern lights even here in Helsinki. But you have to go out from the city center, because it has to be dark. This is actually a very nice season to see them if it is not cloudy. If it is cloudy, then you won't be able to see them. But normally in November, already in October, they can be visible. They are due because the sun storms, and every now and then, every few years, they say that every 7 years the storms are extremely strong. So then you may be able to see the northern lights like night after night, but we do have loads of tourists who are heading up to the north. I'm actually going to meet some people who are heading tomorrow to Lapland to seek Santa Claus, but also to seek northern lights. They are going to go and hunt for them. That's how they call it. You are hunting for the northern lights. But yeah, that's a nice reason why you would like to go there up to the north. But we also have loads of people who like to come here for nature and quietness and space that you just have for your own privacy. And that's some trees, forest land. Forestry is one of the main industries as well. And it is so that that there are about 200,000 lakes. That's just, again, less is more, easy peasy. Something really unique that you don't have to do have there together with our friends. And the sauna, we say sauna, it is usually next to the water. So then you have this nice little experience that we call Baltic cleanse. You dip yourself to the water, to the sea or to the lake, and that's the great way to get more energy as well. It is really making you feel great. So one of the secrets again. Have you been keeping track about all these secrets now? Because there's going to be a quiz afterwards. So you have to tell me at least 10 secrets in order to sneak out from the car, from the bus, you know. Well, are starting to, the traffic is starting to get a bit heavier, you know, many people are heading home, sometimes a bit later, but now because the winter conditions, I think some people start heading already earlier. It's not very recommended to drive around the city center at winter time because the traffic can be a bit bad because it gets buses, trains, underground, trams, even ferries go to Suomenlinna to please all your needs, and all your services are there very close by. Yes, I can tell that people, the traffic is already like out from the city, so typical working hours are usually from 8 to 4 or from 8 to 3, 9 to 4. But also we are doing a lot of distance work, you know, so we've seen some bears there, and you know that there have been some stories about the bears around and all that. You can actually bump into the bear. It's very awkward, but they do exist here, even not far away from Helsinki, out in the woods. It's our national animal. So as I told you, we have a lot of wildlife here as well. We don't hunt bears, and also deer. So when you are driving along the roads, you know, freeways and countryside roads, you always have to keep that in your mind, that there are deer and moose around. So do not rush, do not speed. And in the city center we can't rush and speed either because we have to follow the traffic here. But hey, we are now on the main street. This is Mannerheim Road, Mannerheimvägen in Swedish, and it is the Centennial Avenue as well, as I like to call it, because we have loads of important buildings coming up along. The Olympic Stadium is also not far away from here, and you know that 1952 Helsinki hosted Summer Olympics. Summer Olympics, that would come now there. It's a bit difficult to see left-hand side, but that's the alley towards the sport arena, and the next one you can already see a peak of. It's coming up here now on the top right-hand side, and 200 members elected every 4 years, and next April we will have the elections coming up again. Classical style building, and opposite, hey, this is our Centennial building on the left hand side. This is the best library of the world, at least it was dedicated so 2 years ago. And if you have time, you should visit there. It's not anymore like ordinary library. It is something extraordinary. It's like a community center. You can go and visit Oodi. And that Oodi place is something that you can so well, you know, see. You can also see what the locals like to do. But this is the commercial part of Mannerheim Road. Mr. Mannerheim himself was riding on his horse there. We just passed him, but but he is keeping an eye on this trade, you know. So we have the railway station nearby. Later we will go. Hippos in this white building on the right hand side. They have a moomin shop. Who are moomins? Moomins are like little funny creatures, look like hippos, and they are a little bit like us Finns. How come they are like us Finns? Well, the story tells about Finnish people and Finnish culture and Finnish values, and the moomins do all that. It's a Finnish-Swedish author who created that all, and they are a bit like learning stories. So down in the basement they have a nice grocery store, and you may like to go and visit there and see the typical Finnish products that we like to eat and we like to have, you know, in our apartments and kitchens and so on. It's a nice way to visit the Finnish family as well, because there are loads of things that we have in our apartments and so. We are soon going to make a stop. I think we are going to visit the sauna. Did you bring your towels with? Swimming suits? No? Well, we'll visit anyway. So we'll go and have a look of Löyly. Löyly is one of these fun places. Löyly means when you are throwing water to the stones, the steam coming towards you. That's Löyly, so we'll go and experience that. And the adventurous ones, you can dip yourself to the Baltic Sea. It is a ferry, and it is also a bit like a cruise ship at the same time, because they have beautiful cabins, nice shopping, nice dining, and you can spend a nice evening there, overnight indeed. And it's only 1 hour flight, you know, from Helsinki to Sweden, but with this ship, you know, it takes all night. But then they want you to spend your money and enjoy. And yes, you can sing karaoke or whatsoever.